fun. We're at the fun one.
Well, no, we're not. So if you have something fun that you would like to say down below about,
or something not fun, for that matter,
the stuff we do here, if you have ideas, topics, anything along those lines, put it down below so that we can listen to you
and talk to you,
and so we can put
about the things you want to listen
videos
to.
up. So we do record these in advance, obviously.
Sometimes.
So we try to.
Sometimes more in advance than others.
So
sometimes like earlier, like 5 minutes ago, and sometimes like a week ago.
If you do put messages up, it might be a week or so before we actually respond to it, or with a video.
Oh well,
if we
be a while
did
before
it with
we get
a video.
to it.
Because
just because we get a topic doesn't mean we're going like, okay, we got this stuff, we'll go do that right now. Yeah. We'll put it on our list.
Also, check out some of the other videos on this channel. We've got sermons and Bible classes on other topics. We actually have one on Judges that you might want to go through just to get some background information on the
some
prayers
of these prayers and Judges. Ooh, the prayers we got.
Especially this one.
Today's and one more. This one's like 3 in 1. This is like a 3 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
So, and then we got one more.
And they're all bad.
So the prayer,
what was I going to say?
I don't know.
But yeah. We're going to try and not give much background information on this one because we'll give some, but it's rather
a bad
gruesome.
thing happened.
A bad thing happened. It's Judges. Who's surprised? I'm not. Partially just because I knew we were going to be talking about this, but if you would like more background information that we do not provide in this video or the next video, then go
back to Judges,
go watch those
and look at that. Those lessons.
Stop it.
It's not doing anything.
It's being sunny and it's changing things.
It is a little.
Yeah.
You're being sunny, and that's changing things.
No, I've always been a person of sunny disposition, and us on Twitch makes me both sunny and sunny.
But you've never been daughtery.
No.
All right. So you'll never be a daughtery old fool.
I was a daughtery old man. Yeah.
Right. All right. So Judges 20, verses 18, 23, and 28. About 15 to 20 words each time. To make a long story short,
somebody died,
and the tribe of Benjamin was, or at least a city in the tribe of Benjamin was responsible, and
bad city.
The tribe of Benjamin would not punish them for it.
Yes, and by died I mean murdered.
Yeah,
bad
murdered.
way.
I think murdered is
yes,
definitely not just like had a heart attack or died of old age, not like that. No.
Oh, this person had a heart attack in this city. We need to punish the city for it. Nope.
No, it was very
Let's kill them all.
And it wasn't just like one person. It was like the whole city joined together to murder this person.
Yes.
And wanted to murder other people too, I guess,
Yes.
Anyway, so be that as it may, and you can read the details of that.
Yeah.
The rest of the tribes of Israel come and say, hey, those are bad men, we need to punish them. And all of the tribe of Benjamin said, no, we're not going to, no, you can't do that.
No, they're our people, and we don't bother our people because our people are our people.
And that's dumb.
Yeah.
And so for all of you who have this idea that just because somebody's in your group, they shouldn't be punished for the wrong they do. No. When people do wrong, when people sin, they should be punished for it. That's called justice. So, God loves justice. We had a lesson on God and his love of justice. So,
he will be punished. You know what that's from?
It sounds so familiar, but I can't place it.
Star Wars.
Still doesn't help.
Gungan Council when they're talking about what's going to happen to Jar Jar Binks, and the
the
fat
big
guy is
okay.
like, he will be punished.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for bringing up so many bad memories. All right.
You're welcome.
So the Israelites say, you know what? These people have to be punished. You won't let us punish them. You're defending. You're defending the murderer. You're aiding and abetting the murderer.
Much bads.
Yes. So
many wrong.
We are going to fight against you too, because you
do rights.
Yeah. So the people of Israel, they rose up, they went to Bethel, and they asked God, who shall go up first for us to fight against the people of Benjamin?
And he's like the lion, of course.
The lion of the tribe of Judah. So he said Judah. Judah's supposed to go up first. And so he does. And let's just say he doesn't win. Judah, not the tribe, not the person. I mean, the person's been dead a while. But the tribe of Judah does not win the battle against Benjamin. In fact, they lose really badly, and people die. Not the Benjamin people die.
No.
The Judah people die.
Yes.
So they're all upset. They go back to God. And verse 23, they're weeping before God until evening time. And they ask him, shall we again go fight against our brothers, the people of Benjamin? And the Lord said, go. And so they go fight again. And they get whooped again.
So cold. So sad.
And so then they decide, let's get about this a little better way. And so this time they change their tactics, and whole army comes up to Bethel, and they weep, they fast, and they offer burnt offerings and peace offerings to God, and they pray.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually, this time, they ask, shall we go up once more to battle against our brothers, the children of Benjamin?
Or shall we cease?
Should we quit? Should we just give up on justice? Because, our people are dying. And God said, go up. Tomorrow I will give them into your hand. And he did. Something happened there that after that second defeat. I don't know all of what was going on in their minds and what was going on in their hearts, but basically it seems like they weren't right with God either, and they needed to do the peace offerings and the burnt offerings and the fasting and the praying and the weeping before God and showing their humility before God. And it was only after their repentance and their humility and them getting right with God that he was ready to use them to actually punish the wickedness of Benjamin.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of harsh. We're like, well, we didn't murder that person. They did. They're the bad guys here. But they needed to learn their lesson before they could go teach Benjamin their lesson.
And the interesting there is that God, you're like, well, they're the bad guys here. God often uses the bad guys to teach the good guys a lesson. Yeah. Even if that comes at the cost of some of the good guys' lives. Yeah. Where they go off to war against the bad people, and they're like, okay, we're the good people, they're the bad people, we're supposed to win. And then they don't. Well, why?
Why did the bad people win? It's not supposed to happen that way. I think about this especially in terms of the church in the first century in Acts chapter 8. In the book of Acts, as the church is getting started, God had told the apostles that they were supposed to go teach all the nations about him.
All of them.
All of them. Go into all the world and preach the gospel. And yet we find for quite some time here, they're hanging out in Jerusalem, and the church is growing in Jerusalem, and that's good, but they're not going anywhere else.
Yep.
They're staying put in one spot. And so God sends a bad person to teach them a lesson. He sends Saul to persecute them.
Yep.
And Saul persecutes them and scatters them, and then they go everywhere preaching the word, preaching the good news of the gospel. Then they weren't doing it right, and so they had to be taught a lesson. And so we need to learn that when bad things come into our lives, sometimes we need to look and see if God's trying to teach us a lesson. If he's allowing us to suffer so that we'll learn something.
Life is a battlefield.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's like a box of chocolates.
And battles are not won on accident.
When I fall down, well, I got to get up because I didn't start out that way.
Yep.
Well, except for your sister.
Yes.
She did, but that was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stayed down ever since.
That's a whole different story.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is important for us to go to the Lord and seek his guidance as they did. And they did that each time.
Yeah.
But they weren't... Remember how we talked about do the things. It's like, I already told you what to do. They hadn't been doing the things.
Yep.
They were like, oh, they did bad things. Let's go punish them. But they weren't doing the things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jesus said, get the stick out your own eye before you go get the speck out of somebody else's eye.
You see, not doing the good things can be just as bad as doing the bad things.
Yeah.
Because they're very similar.
Christianity is, as one of the elders in the first church where I preached full-time used to say, Christianity is a doing religion. It's not just a religion of don'ts. It's a religion of do's, not hairdos.
So the kind on the grass, then.
Not that kind of do, but
Uh,
the things you do.
oh.
And that's the thing. So many times people say, well, you're a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian. You know, I don't lie. I don't steal. I don't kill. I don't. What do you do? How do you do that voodoo that you do? No, don't do voodoo. That's
How does that go?
I like that. How does what go?
The
There are
song
things we should
David Bowie does.
It's,
who do you do? The woman with the power. The what power? The power of voodoo. Voodoo, who do you do? So I'll figure it out later.
Wow. That's way more than I wanted to know about that David Bowie song.
Yeah.
Or almost any David Bowie song now that you mention it.
I'm sure
If you're a big fan of David Bowie, tell me I'm an idiot in the comments. That's your business.
Yep.
If you agree with me, then you're right.
Ouch.
So God does answer their prayer, and he does allow them to win that battle almost too well. And next time we're going to talk about
How
more
that went.
consequences.
Yep.
Because they won all right.
Yes, they did.
Really won.
And we will talk about that next time. So we hope that this video has been helpful, interesting to you, and hope that you come back tomorrow for more prayer-ish videos.
Prayer-ish.
Prayer-ish.
Prayer-ish. Yes.
Not to be confused with prairie.
No. Oh, they're not prairie videos?
No, that's the thing out west.
Oh.
Are prairies out west?
Little Dogs on the Prairie.
Yeah.
That was an interesting little cartoon series.
It was.
If you got little kids, you ought to look that one up. Bye.